because it wasn't just financial barriers that the participants had. They had lots of barriers, and to help them overcome that, to being afraid to use a computer, to, I mean, people have learned all sorts of different things, and I've been able to help guide them. I have a pending call from one of my participants that I need to return when we're done with this because they still reach out to me, because they like the support that I gave, and it makes me feel good, and it made me feel like a better person. I was able to live. I was able to live.
Rose, you're gonna make
Before
me
I was
cry.
getting by and I was going into debt, and with the income from the CSEP program, I was able to live a comfortable life. I didn't have to worry about getting a cup of coffee. I could put gas in my car. I could pay my bills. I could take my cats to the vets when they got sick. It was just takes so much pressure off when you don't have to scrimp for every single penny, and you can just feel like a normal person, and be there and be available. Um, One of the things that's going to happen now is I'm not going to be able to be there and be available for myself and for other people because I can't afford to drive anywhere now. And that's a problem. I'm already thinking about how to get to a meeting tonight, and that's not good for my recovery. So, you know, um, that was another thing with this job too, is it really helped bolster my self-confidence, my recovery. It just made me feel like a human being for the first time in a long time. Um, because I hadn't felt good about myself for probably most of my life. I just didn't know it at the time, and now I feel bad for my participants. I know they're going through the same thing that I'm going through. Um, I know in the end we're all better off, no matter how this ends up. We're all better off. We do have skills. When I came to A4TD, I had nothing. I'm a registered peer recovery coach for the state of Maine. Um, the course was paid for by the state of Maine, but A4TD paid for my seat time because otherwise I couldn't have afforded to lose the hours. And that was an amazing benefit. And and just to I don't know, just to I mean, I'm scared about embarking in a new thing that I don't know a lot about,
I know.
and I don't know. I don't know. I'm just scared about the future, and I went from being really happy a month ago to just really scared, and not sure what I can do. And I need to do it soon, and it's just really unfortunate. But at least I come out of the program with some skills, with some valid certificates. Being registered with the state of Maine will open some doors for me, whether it's volunteer work or paid work. Um, and I would have never done that on my own. I would have never done that. I'm looking to sign up for SIPs, which is Certified Intentional Peer Support
Mhm.
person, and that's through the state of Maine, and that's kind of a level up from a peer recovery coach. Um, Seems to be a common thing that the little job searching I've done that they need. Um, it's just been awesome. It really has, and it's opened doors for me that I needed to have open because you know either now or in a couple of years, if I had been put out by durational limit, I'm still going to need to work because I will still have. The only thing is the main barrier. I had many barriers to employment, but the biggest one was financial, and that one doesn't go away when I leave A4TD. That financial barrier is still there, and it is for a lot of my participants too. For a lot of us, that was our main barrier. But I've had participants that came in that have done roofing for 30 years, and so a lot of us came in needing to do new things and not knowing how to do it. And those are the skills I gained from here. I've never liked sales. Lee certainly remembers day I called her from the Augusta Food Bank, and I was like, I landed my first host agency. I was so nervous. I stopped in there on Free Food Thursdays, which is exactly the wrong day to try to stop in and talk to somebody there because they're super, super busy. But just like all my host agency supervisors, they're great people.